I want to do a quick video on hypermobility. Way back when, years ago, right? So long ago, I did a video on hypermobility and how to score the bait and scale. So I'll put a link to that somewhere at the end of this video. Magic video hands, it'll be down here somewhere. Go look at that video if you have questions about the bait and scale. This is about when can hypermobility be properly diagnosed. There's actually not a specific age upon which that criteria can be, or that diagnosis can be made. Now, if we have pathologic hypermobility, which is going to typically fall into the Ehlers-Danlos category, there are a lot of other symptoms that come with that besides just being extra stretchy. So you're going to probably find that out as a parent or a physician based on some other things that are occurring besides just being a little more flexible. The reason I brought this up is we've had a lot of parents that ask, like, hey, my child got diagnosed with hypermobility. I think they might be hypermobile. I'm hypermobile. I want to see if they may have that predilection for that. What I'm going to say is we live in a society that is a little bit different than it was even just 20 years ago. Kids are in strollers and walkers and car seats far more than they should be, which means that at an early age, they're not getting gravity to load their muscles, tendons, ligaments, and bones, which means that those systems, right, those tissues have nothing to respond against to stiffen up. I think that's why you're seeing a lot more prevalence of hypermobility that is not truly just a collagen disorder, it's more the environment affecting the kid. This is a study out of Australia from 2017. This was just basically looking at a large cross-section, so 1,500 kids at 14 years of age. So they just took a group of kids, no symptoms, no nothing. 60% of girls and 36% of boys out of this 1,500 sample size had a Baton score that would have been greater than 4 or 6, which puts them into basically a subcategory of hypermobility. Why does this matter? Should we be giving kids, in particular 14 years and younger, rehab drills, exercises, definitely not stretches, to get them better? Or should we be getting our babies and our little ones, our toddlers, to walk as much as they can, get them out of the car seat unless they're in a car? I understand we got to use a stroller, but they can also walk until they get tired so we get some load. Also, just carrying a kid when they're not in like this big old swaddling cloth that's basically like a human hammock, or the baby Bjorn where their legs are stuck out to the side, which can cause all sorts of hip problems. They're not loaded. When you're holding them, they still have to use their midsection to stabilize against gravity, let alone like pawing and crawling all over you. I realize there's limits to all these things. The other thing is, do we give them all drills and exercises, and do we have kids start working out? No. Kids are supposed to play, right? That's how we develop the musculoskeletal system, let alone the nervous system, to integrate all these things. But we need kids to be running, skipping, crawling, climbing, pushing, pulling. You get them and jumping. You get them to do that, they're going to develop a system that can withstand the normal rigors of life, and we're not going to take them into a clinic one day, run them through a 9-point Baton test and say, you know what, we're going to diagnose and label you with hypermobility. No, hate to tell you, your kid's turned into Gumby because gravity is doing nothing. So it's like he went into outer space, he got a little loosey-goosey, here we go, we got this kid that's made of jelly. So get your kid outside and play. Don't give them drills and rehab, especially if they're under 14 years of age. But do pay attention, and maybe we encourage them to get off their rear end, and instead of not using it, put it into action, running, jumping, skipping. See you guys.